everybody. Welcome back to the Tommy Maroon Sports Show, episode number 128, where we're going to look at the Cleveland Cavaliers and my picks, as always. First things first, Cleveland Cavaliers. That's right, we have been on a winning streak, a 6-game winning streak, thanks to guys like Darius Garland, who leads us in points per game with 19.1, leads us in steals per game along with Ricky Rubio with 1.3, and he leads us in field goals per game with 7.2. And he leads us in assists per game with 7.3. Jared Allen leads us in rebounds, 10.8 rebounds per game. And the guy who leads us in blocks per game is the Rookie of the Year, Evan Mobley, 1.8 from USC. He has been the man all season long. So let's look at how the winning streak happened. Well, we saw wins number 5 and 6 over last week. First things first, Cavs up against the Rockets. It was a 124-89 victory. Darius had 21 points. Dean Wade, who is better than Dwayne Wade, 16 points and 10 rebounds. Isaac Okoro, 20 points. Prince Sengun, 19 points, 11 rebounds. Josh Christopher, 17 points. We were winning for the entire game, and we're up by 45 at one point. That's right, 45. And then the Cavs against the Bucks. This one was so much fun because the Cavs beat the defending champions. There's Jetty draining another 3 for you. That's right, he had 23 points and 5 threes. Darius had 22 points. Kevin and Ricky had 15 points each. Jordan Nwora had 28 points and 11 rebounds. DeMarcus Cousins, 12 points, 12 rebounds. We were up by 30 at one point. That's right, 30. We dominated the entire game. We dominated it. And then the Cavs against the Hawks, well, let's just say that we just had a COVID outbreak, which caused the game to be postponed. Tonight, we play the Celtics, and according here to the Kia rookie leader, who is number 1, you may ask? I'm trying to find him. It's Scotty Barnes from the Toronto Raptors. Evan Mobley is apparently the number 2 in Rookie of the Year. That's not right. It should be number 1. But as you can clearly see, that says 2 in Evan Mobley. He should be number 1. Anyways, trying to get them on my phone, but the standings. Warning, objects in mirror are closer than they appear. That's right, folks. If I can go offline, maybe. Cavs are 3rd in the Eastern Conference regardless. Only the, who do you call them? Maybe I can find them on, on my phone, on Safari. There we go. Warning, objects in mirror closer than they appear. 2.5 back of the Nets of the Eastern Conference. One game behind the Chicago Bulls. 8-2 out of our last 10 games. In power rankings, we're ranked number 4, 19-12 record. That would put us 4th in the Western Conference as well. And the only 5 teams that are better than us are the Suns, Warriors, Jazz, Nets, and Bulls. But we can pretty much beat those teams. We did beat the Bulls. We almost beat the Suns. When we play the Warriors, that's going to be fun. That's right. I'm predicting round 5 of the great rivalry between Cleveland and Golden State. That's right, round 5 between Cleveland and Golden State for, the NBA Finals. Tommy's picks, recap. Well, here it is on your screen. There weren't too many high school basketball games due to COVID outbreaks. Highland beat Barberton 44-37. Copley took down Roosevelt 63-18. Revere beat Talmadge 44-35. Brunswick fell to Midview 53-38. Solon beat Mentor, couldn't find the final score for that one. And Berea Mid-Park takes down Amherst Steel 58-52. High school boys basketball. Highland beat Roosevelt 63-60, and then Brunswick beat us 52-49. And what was a great game. I can't believe we lost, but you know what? Our team is still very talented. And then we would have played last night against Talmadge, but COVID had other ideas. Olmsted Falls against Elyria. I picked Olmsted Falls. They correctly predicted a 56-46 victory. Midview beat Avon Lake 76-43. And Wadsworth, you guys beat Nordonia 44-37. I did terrible with my bowl predictions. I don't know if it's because I went with a bunch of MAC schools, because you know me, I love the MAC. But good God, those picks suck. Middle Tennessee beat Toledo 31-24 at the Tailgater Cure Bowl. Coastal Carolina beat Northern Illinois 47-41. At the Boca Raton Bowl, Western Kentucky took down Appalachian State. The Celebration Bowl, South Carolina State upsets Prime Time and the Jackson State University 31-10. And then Fresno State against UTEP. Texas El Paso couldn't get the win over Fresno State. 31-24 was the final score there. BYU gets upset to UAB 31-28. Liberty beat the tar out of Eastern Michigan 56-20. The Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl presented by Stifel at the SoFi Center. Oregon State fell to Utah State 24-13. And then the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, that was a Louisiana win, 36-21. And then you have the Myrtle Beach Bowl presented by Texac. That was a Tulsa win against Old Dominion. Famous Idaho Potato Bowl, Kent State lost to Wyoming by a final score of 52-36. Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl, UTSA fell to SDSU 38-24. Terrible picks. Fortunately, the NFL I did a little better. The Chiefs beat the Chargers in overtime 34-28. And then on a Saturday game, the Colts played the Patriots, and the Colts were able to win thanks to two words, Jonathan Taylor. And Jonathan Taylor, let me tell you something, he is definitely making a case for being Offensive Player of the Year. If it's not him, it's going to Cooper Kupp of the Rams. Cowboys beat the Giant Losers. They are in striking range of the NFC East, which, although not saying much, it is still something and better than nothing. And then you have the Tank Bowl. Texans won it. Congratulations, Houston. You won a meaningless Tank Bowl. And congratulations, Sucksonville. You guys are going to probably get the number one pick, because we'll see why later. The Steelers beat the Titans, who were dancing on midfield. Never dance on midfield, because it's always going to be bad. And then another Free Willy Warner. They've won 6 in a row, and they beat the Jets. Suck. Good God, they're terrible. 31-24. The Detroit Lions won again. I am serious. I cannot make it up. They beat the Cardinals. I told my friends who are Cardinals fans how does it feel to lose to the Lions. The Lions! Oh my God, the Lions are messing up their tank. Now Sucksonville is in prime position with the number 1 overall pick, and Detroit is number 2 overall. Oh my God. How do you lose to Detroit? There is no way Kyler Murray and the Cardinals are going to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl if you lose to the Lions. There's no way. They'll make the playoffs, of course. They'll probably win the division. But there's no way they are going to go anywhere. You lose all my respect when you lose or tie to the Lions. Vikings aren't that good, especially on the defense. Their offense is great, but their defense sucks. And then you have the hoodie column, the Cardinals, that got destroyed. At least Minnesota made it a football game. They couldn't make it a football game. And then the Bills beat the Panthers 31-14. Cam Newton taking off his helmet and yelling, "I'm bad! I'm bad!" Oh boy, it was fun to think that Cam Newton was good for a week. The Bengals keeping their season alive, being first in the AFC North, 15-10. 49ers beat the Falcons 31-13. Deebo Samuel had a rushing touchdown. He has more rushing touchdowns than Nick Chubb, which is kind of scary to think of. Packers clinched the NFC North with a 31-30 victory over the Ravens, who went for 2 again. They have one of the best kickers in NFL history, and rather than trying to tie it and force overtime, they go for two. And this is the second time they did that. They did that to the Steelers, and they lost. And the Saints somehow beat Tommy Checkdown, Tom Brady, who played like absolute doggy-doo out there on 9-0 shutout. And the Saints keeping their season alive, and the Buccaneers looking absolutely terrible. And then the game I really don't like talking about, the Raiders beat the Browns 16-14. The season's over. Forget about it. We had it. We would have kicked their butts if we had our starters in. COVID is the worst pandemic in world history. The bubonic plague did not force the Browns to lose their players, but COVID did. COVID did twice. Once to the Jets, which was an embarrassing loss, and now to the Raiders, which not only ends our hopes and dreams of the playoffs, but keeps Las Vegas still alive and well in the playoffs and narrows our playoff possibilities. And then the Vikings beat Matt Nagy 17-9, and the Bears have been eliminated. That is right. They are absolutely terrible, the Bears. I don't know why they are in it, but they just are horrible. That's right. They are absolute failures, in my opinion. That's right. In the words of Smash Melee, that's right. And then the refs helped beat the Hoodoo column. The Seahawks 20-10. Seahawks are also looking like failures as well. And the Eagles beat the football team. Eagles are in prime position in the playoffs, 27-17. Oh, the parity! The parity is everywhere. In high school boys basketball, I won 4-2 with 5 points. High school boys basketball 5-0, 5 points. Bull Mania 3-9. NFL 10-6 with 10 points. So on the NFL season, I'm 127-96-1 with 135 points. Hard to believe we only have 3 weeks to go. And Times Picks is going to look completely different and completely changed as we continue, or as the season winds to an end. That's right. First things first, College Bowl Mania. The Frisco Football Classic presented by Ryan. Miami, Ohio against North Texas. My pick goes to Miami, Ohio. I know a lot of people that are planning on or thinking of going to Miami, Ohio, and I know some folks that go there. The Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. That's Ford against UCF. I'm picking UCF. The Easy Post Hawaii Bowl. Hawaii against Memphis. Picking Memphis. Texas Camellia Bowl. Ball State against Georgia State. Picking Georgia State. The Quick Lane Bowl. Nevada against Western Michigan. Nevada, whatever you say it. Nevada wins. The Military Bowl presented by Peraton. It's East Carolina against Boston College. I'm picking ECU. And the Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl. Auburn against Houston. Picking Houston. Houston's ranked after all. The Serve Pro First Responder Bowl features Louisville and Air Force. I'm picking Air Force. The AutoZone Liberty Bowl. That's Texas Tech against Mississippi State. Picking Mississippi State. The San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl at Petco Park. That's right. That's where the Padres play. NC State against UCLA. I'm picking NC State. After all, the Wolfpack are ranked. Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Minnesota against West Virginia. Picking Minnesota. Now time for the NFL. Titans against the 49ers. Let me tell you something. The Titans look like garbage out there, especially without Derrick Henry. Same with Ryan Tannehill out there. Definitely has been struggling out there ever since Derrick Henry got hurt. And he's going up against a red-hot 49ers team led by Jimmy Garoppolo, I believe, and Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. But Deebo Samuel better do well. I will be very unhappy if I don't see that Deebo Samuel had a good game, both receiving and rushing. He's like a Cordell Patterson in the fact that he can run and receive. I'm picking the 49ers. And Packers against the Browns on Christmas Day. Good God, we're going to get humiliated, aren't we? As much as it... I hope not. I'm scared. We're 7-7. The Packers have clinched the NFC North. They've been steamrolling every team they've played all season long, except for 3, of course. It's at Lambeau Field. Please, Lord, prove me wrong. Packers win. Please, Lord, tell me I'm wrong. Cardinals, Colts. I'm picking the Colts because the Cardinals lost to the Lions. How do you lose to the Lions? That's embarrassing. Colts are going to win. Jonathan Taylor's going to run all over them. Eagles against the giant losers. Eagles going to keep their season alive and get to a winning record. Eagles win. Bengals against the Ravens. That's going to be a good game, but I think the Bengals are going to extend their lead in the AFC North with a win right here. I think the Vikings are going to upset the Rams. Rams didn't look that good against Seattle. Got bailed out by the refs in that game. Upset of the week. Minnesota keeps their season alive as well. Patriots against the Bills. Picking the Patriots. Panthers against the Buccaneers. You're telling me that's a game. I know Tom Brady played terribly last week.
And the next one, worst game of the season.
That's right.
Who wants to watch that?
Tank Bowl. Jets suck playing Sucksonville. Yeah, if you don't watch your name tree, you're not understanding this reference. It's Tank Bowl. Jets and Sucksonville. I'm picking the Jets because Sucksonville has to get that #1 pick again. Trevor Lawrence's career has been officially ruined. God have mercy on him. God have mercy on those who actually want to watch that game. They shouldn't air that game on television.
I don't think even the prison inmates want to watch that.
Jets, Sucksonville. Jets win. Falcons against the giant losers. I'm picking the Falcons to win that. They better not lose the Lions. That'd be embarrassing. Texans, Steelers against the Chargers. Justin Herbert better do me well on my fantasy team. I'm picking the Chargers. Seahawks against Fireman Nagy. Someone has to win. That Seahawks are going to have to keep their season alive with a win over Fireman Nagy. Chiefs against the Steelers. I'm picking the Chiefs. Raiders against Broncos. Raiders look pretty bad out there against the Browns. So I'm picking the Broncos. Cowboys against the football team on Sunday night. I'm picking the Cowboys, and they will clinch the division. Saints against the Dolphins. I don't know why, but I'm picking Free Willy. They're on a run. They've won 6 straight. That's right, 6 straight, which is quite impressive. You know what's also impressive? I am in the fantasy championship against this guy named Phil, one of my dad's friends. Here is what it is. Justin Herbert's my quarterback. Josh Allen is his. Justin Jefferson and Debo are my receivers. Hollywood Brown and Brandon Cooks are his receivers. Josh Jacobs and Nick Chubb are my running backs. James Conner and Aaron Jones are his running backs. Jared Cook is my tight end. Gronk is his tight end. Michael Pittman's my flex. Kyle Pitts is his flex. Ryan Succop's my kicker. Greg Joseph is his kicker. And then the Cowboys are my defense. Packers are his defense. Nick Chubb better get at least 2 touchdowns. If he can get at least 2 touchdowns and over 100 yards on Christmas Day, that would be awesome. His entire team is going to be done after the 1 o'clock window on Sunday. My team is going to be completely done as well, sans Josh Jacobs when he goes up against the Denver Broncos. I have a 51% chance of winning this, and knowing my luck, I'm probably not going to win it. But let me tell you something. I did win fantasy football back in 2013. 4th grade me won with Peyton Manning on my team. He was my first pick because I'm 9 years old. I'm like, hey, Peyton Manning, yay, pick Peyton Manning. Everyone thought I was crazy, and then he sets the record for most passing yards in a season, most passing touchdowns in a season, takes home his 5th MVP, and makes fantasy owners like me very happy. Justin Herbert better do the same thing. Justin Jefferson better do the gritty out there. Debo better get a rushing touchdown. Same with Josh Jacobs. Same with Nick Chubb. Herbert better connect with Jared Cook for all his passes. Michael Pittman Jr. better not get ejected like he did last week. Ryan Succop better have an opportunity kick and not miss his field goals like he did last week. And Dallas better shut down the football team. And hopefully, New England's defense steps it up. Bengals defense steps it up. Colts defense steps it up. Chargers, Browns, the Panthers, Detroit, and the Rams. And hopefully the Packers defense doesn't do anything. And then I will be the champion of my dad's fantasy football league. I was not champion in my friend's football league. I was not champions in my Man 2004 fantasy league, even though it was a guy named Tommy that did win it. It was not me. There are 3 Tommies in that league, makes up 3/10 of the league. But this is the year I win it. Crossing my fingers, on my knees, praying, good Lord, let me win this fantasy football championship game. Am I going to win it? We'll see. You'll know next week, hopefully, on the Tommy Maroon Sports Show when I record at my house. So long, everybody.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.